Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. And in this video, I'm going to be trying to, keyword is try, take on the Charging Power 128% level 180 Chaos Challenge quest as part of the new raid event that has just released for Squall's LD and BT weapons. And for this one, I'm going to be bringing along a party of Squall, Steiner and Cait Sith with an Alexander summon. So I thought that this challenge mission was one that I was going to be having to skip, because initially I had absolutely zero interest in Squall, which really kind of hurts me to say, unfortunately, because he is one of the characters from Final Fantasy VIII that I actually have the most attachment to and the most fondness for, because I do really, especially when I was younger, I related to him quite a lot, and even in Opera Omnia he's put in quite a lot of work for me, because when he first got his 60 out of 60, when he first got his ability extensions, he was an absolute demon. He was meta of meta. But unfortunately the world's kind of moved past him, not entirely unlike Sephiroth, and now pure damage is all that he can bring. So especially knowing that his burst effect is one of the weakest bursts, it only gives a 50% HP damage increase to splash damage attacks, whereas future characters like Kuja, for example, even let's just use Kuja as an example, he gives a 50% party holy enchant, he increases everyone's bravery damage by 50%, he increases HP damage dealt by 20%, so you've got holy attackers like, say, Kuja, or I guess there aren't many holy attackers that are Lufenia viable except Paladin Cecil and Theodore now that exist, but they'd be hitting like absolute freaking cannons for the duration of that effect. And you stack Kuja's burst with something like Cloud or Lightning's burst, which also increases brave damage dealt, or you do something like Ramuh, where he gives you additional attack and max brave based on every visible buff that you've got stacked, as well as his existing buffs and auras, and everyone will just be hitting absolute freaking nukes for 6 turns or whatever. Or take Noctis, for example. He does a follow-up attack after every turn that everyone on the team takes for the duration of the burst effect. So, you probably have Luffy orbs to worry about, but when I first get Noctis, I'm probably going to try running him with Charlotta, because if I use Charlotta's batteries, he's just going to attack after every one, and then she'll just continue taking instant turns, and it's going to be hilarious. But anyway, all that aside, Squall's burst didn't seem particularly appealing to me. But then I saw the very, very glorious future that he's got ahead of him in Japan, where on the Start Dash banner renewal they gave him a ridiculous rework to where he hits like an absolute freight train every goddamn turn, and the damage he puts out is literally the next step of power creep as far as I can tell, and it's going to take other characters, everyone to come out after him is probably going to have to catch up to him, not entirely unlike how Ramuh was in the Cosmos era. Squall, he does basic damage, but he does a freaking lot of it. So I thought, what, I've got a load of tickets and I've got a lot of gems, so I can maybe do some pulls and see if I get lucky, and if I do, then maybe I'll be in with a shot actually completing the only challenge quest I thought I was going to have to skip for the whole era. And here we are. I've actually done it. I did it off camera. I actually have recorded a completion run of this, but my mic was off the whole goddamn time, so I'm going to try and record it again, and that is saying something because it is freaking difficult. So I don't have Squall's burst, I only have his LD. I say only, I was very fortunate in terms of looking into his LD. I'm probably going to be pulling with gems on a Mid-Italians banner when he, she, they come out next week. I'll probably just try and pull for the pity for Squall's burst, and hopefully I get a mid-Italian stuff along the way. If I end up having to pity multiple weapons, I'm gonna just curl up into a ball and cry in the corner, because I don't really think Squall's worth it, but because I've got the LD, I definitely want the burst. Anyway, I got really lucky with my pulls on these banners, and I got Gilgamesh's EX on the free pull. I already have Tifa built up. I got Cait Sith's EX with some tickets. I got Steiner's EX with some tickets. So for this one, I'm going to be running Steiner and Cait Sith. Now, Steiner is here for a few reasons. Most of them revolve around the fact that I absolutely adore Final Fantasy IX, but he was also someone I was quite interested in trying out, because his kit seemed, he seemed a bit underrated, he didn't get enough appreciation. He's actually got a pretty powerful attack debuff on his skill 1. What I initially didn't realise is that the main boss, the cannon, actually self-cleanses itself whenever it uses its recast ability, so I thought I was going to be able to debuff it, and we'd all take very little damage, but unfortunately it hasn't panned out that way. And the the minions on the side, they battery themselves based on initial bravery. So even if you decrease their attack, you can basically reduce their shaving to nothing, which sometimes helps a lot. But unfortunately, they're still going to pepper you with missiles, so you can't get away from the fact that you need healing. But his skill 2 and his EX both have a party brave battery effect on them, which is quite interesting. And he is also the only character on the banner, other than Cait Sith, who actually provides any kind of supportive utility, because he has a max bravery aura. He doesn't bring an attack aura, but he does bring max bravery, which is very nice. And you know me, I like characters with auras, so I thought, let's give Steiner a shot. You know, how bad could it be? I even gave him full character boards and full summon boards. In fact, I've got full boards for everyone because I redeemed the premium Mog Pass, and let me just tell you that farming boards with a triple book and a Mog Pass active is freaking amazing. Obviously, these characters all have EXP times 2 right now, so I was getting 2,600 points a run, which is eye-wateringly amazing by comparison to how much farming we had to do before. Now, Cait Sith is literally only here for the healing. If I could get away with not having his HP regen, I would bring anyone else. In fact, I'm kind of really tempted to purple Gilgamesh. Like, it says he's got 4 boards, but he actually has 8 of them. I just need to finish reclaiming the points. But Gilgamesh, I think, is another underrated character and that might be fun to play around with, but I don't want to waste my ingots willy-nilly, which is also why I've not put any into Cait Sith over here. So I'm bringing Alexander because we can't avoid the fact that we're going to take a ton of HP damage throughout the entire course of this, as evidenced by the fact that the bloody criteria is that you have to take 32,000 or less, which is huge. So yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to complete this, to be honest, but I want to give it a shot, and I want to try and, you know, basically get a completion run recorded for you guys to watch, because this is the most I have struggled with this game in months. Like, it is legitimately no joke. It's quite difficult. So let's get Squall's LD up. See all that glorious damage. Wow, Squall actually contributing. It brings a tear to my eye. So I'm going to get up the power break debuff on the main guy in the middle. So he's going to be hitting for absolute peanuts, and thankfully we can rotate straight into Mog Dance ++ with Cait Sith because we have enough buffs, so we get all... The ++ is what gives you the attack buffs. Now you see that cannon just did 700 damage to Squall, whereas the others are hitting for 7,000, so the Steiner debuff does actually make a very appreciable difference in the fight. And oh my god, Squall is doing 86k on his Renzos. I never thought I'd see the day, I'm so proud. So here I am actually just going to be taking HP damage because we've got a triple focus on Steiner, and we basically need to burn through the boss as quickly as we can. So I will use Spellblade, which has splash damage and it batteries the other 2 guys, which is very nice. It also has a defense debuff built in. So now Alexander has kicked in on Steiner. So the thing about Alexander's passive is that once the regen is placed on them, you will not get it again. We have 10 turns of regen, after which we're finished. There is no more regen. So once the Alexander passive kicks in on a character, it's kind of a race against the clock. So I'm just going to HP attack with Cait Sith to get some battery so he doesn't get broken. Like glorious 1 damage, thanks to the debuff. But yeah, like we need to take down the middle guy as soon as possible, because one of the things in this quest I've noticed is that you can get to... I had one run where I got to basically the end, but then it brought the 2 side cannons up right at the end, and even though we were able to take out the main guy, and even though we'd taken out the side dudes previously, you still have to make sure they're dead. You still have to kill them the whole way down. So that's really not, you know, that's not great. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to Spellblade again for some battery for Squall. And Cait Sith, I am probably going to HP attack again. See, the thing is, we want to avoid getting broken by the main dude as much as possible as well, because if people don't know, getting broken by the main boss does actually increase the speed at which the recast ability comes up. So we do have to be careful about that. Okay, so I am just going to solid barrel again. So even though I want to ignore these things, we still need to brave shave them, just to make sure that we don't get screwed over too badly. And I think this is going to get up its recast ability regardless of whether it breaks Ketchi or not, so I'm just going to attack. I'm just going to attack with Ketchi either way. With the I'm going to do Toy Soldier just because I want to get his EX up faster, to be quite honest. So we are going to get broken here, which is sad times for all involved, but we will be fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to Renzo on A, because that brings Squall's turn up. And what I want is for Ketchi to have a turn before B. So if I manipulate the break order, I should be able to pull that off. And we have some very nice luck on dodges there. Okay. So I'm actually just going to stick a power break on this thing. It's slightly wasteful, but it's not the end of the world. And then an assault trigger on the main guy. Let's get that damage in there. And then let's brave attack for some battery. So that dispels all generic buffs, which is kind of unfortunate. But Squall actually gets 20% per limit break on his LD, so combined with synergy stats, Squall is basically always going to be capping. But what that does mean is it means that if you want to use Squall on this stage, you basically need the LD. So let's see. Let's power break on the main guy. And even though, yeah, we can use dice for some AoE shaving, we don't get turn rate with that, so that sucks. I should probably have used Renzo there to get Squall's buffs back up again, but it's okay. Another part of the reason that I'm rushing as well is because once the Alexander regen is up on everyone, that's it. Like that is literally it. You won't get it again. Okay, so let's use Stock Break here because C has an uncomfortably large amount of bravery. What's with this turn spacing, my dude? Okay, that's a lot better than it was. Still have the yeah, we still have Alexander on Squall, so he can afford to take a lot of damage. So that's completely fine. Okay, so this really sucks because we've got C over here chilling out with like 19k bravery, but we've got our EX that I really want to use on the main boss. So here is where I'm going to take another gamble. Actually, am I? How many buffs does Ketshi have up? He's on Alt 4. I don't want that. No. I can't afford to risk it like that. Can he do it? I don't really want to use his EX just yet, but I guess I will. I do actually really like that it's 100% AoE damage after you get into purple as well. I didn't actually realise that at first. Let's refresh everyone's buffs. Steiner is thankfully not getting double focused, so even if that is 12k, we can actually eat that. And we get a miss anyway, so that's even better. That's tremendous. Yeah, let's pop another LD. I think it's about time. Okay, so we've taken one of them out. This one's still there. That is completely fine. High-powered cannon. It does like freaking 2 damage. Okay, so it's got the other one back up, but this is actually not too bad because the other one's near death, so we can kind of rotate them. It's HP plus for more battery. Oh, and it misses anyway, of course it bloody misses. Ooh, 93k. How's about that? So if we throw dice here, then we'll break A, Squall will get a turn, that thing will break Squall, and then Ketshi can come here. That should work. Famous last words. Excellent, okay, good. Okay. Completely fine. 100% acceptable. Do not want to blow this just yet, because Steiner's got this old debuff on him, so let's try and stall that out first, before blowing the EX. Let's use one of these. thought that was gonna... yeah. Okay. So now we can do this. And you know what? I think this is actually the time that I'm going to go into the summon. I think we need to... actually, no. No. I'm not going to do that. Let's do a regular attack. Let's Toy Soldier so we can break A. Now I'm going to go into the summon. I think, generally speaking, it's always best to delay the summon for as long as you can. So you get more turn advantage out of it. Okay, so that's his EX up, and we can blow this for huge damage. Excellent. Okay, just there. Okay, just had to do a little bit of a jump cut there, but we are back and we are about to blow an assault trigger on B. Yeah, let's Spellblade for the battery, so we don't get broken, just in case he decides to not do a HP attack, which he does anyway, of course he does. So I'm actually just going to HP attack here. Another Spellblade should be good enough. Because even if Steiner gets broken by A, Squall will have a turn. So we can kind of shave A. Oh, that's our last solid barrel. It's okay, even if those two get broken, we still have an LD left. Oh boy. I kind of want to take the launch here. Even if it brings one of them back, it's surely not going to bring both of them back, is it? If it does, then that's seriously going to suck. But actually, yeah. Let's not risk it, let's keep it alive, if we can. Okay, so HP attack for the battery. Steiner can power break, so Squall won't get broken. We're getting there, we're on the home straights now, pretty much. Oh wow, that's even better. Okay, we eat those, and I have a Mogdowns left for Ketchi. Get all those buffs back up. Okay. So, unfortunate. Oh my god, I'm so lucky with that Squall dodge right there. But yeah, unfortunately we've killed the other one, so we really have to try and go full tilt on this guy right now and make sure he dies as soon as possible. And I should have used Steiner's bloody CS65 there. I hope he doesn't bring them back up this turn. If he does, then that seriously sucks. Okay, good. Toy Soldier. Spellblade. I think we've done it. Squall can finish it off. Do we use the EX or do we use the LD? You know what, let's style on him and use the LD. GG, my dude. No re. Oh, I love that finish. That rough divide. Okay. So we are done. That is the best. That is the best completion of this that I have done yet. I'm actually really pleased with how that went, because every other time I tried it, it was really down to the wire. So I think playing aggressively, as long as you can manage the bravery of the things on the side, playing aggressively and not getting broken is the key to this. Obviously a few of those lucky Ramuh dodges really helped. But yeah, because of the Alexander Blessing, you're on a time limit, so don't worry about taking HP damage. Just try and focus things down as quickly as you can and just make sure you don't get punked by, like, if you get double focused or triple focused, then it's especially important that you shave, because you don't want to be eating, like, Cannon A does like 10k HP damage and then Cannon B suddenly gets a load of bravery out of nowhere and then one of your guys is dead, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'd say that went pretty well, and that is probably the most fun I've had playing a Chaos stage in a very long time. So, thanks everyone for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and until the next time, take care and goodbye.